Today's video is for all of you overthinkers out there, including myself. It's just a quick tip. It's going to be a short video all about how we can really get ourselves out of overthinking and really retrain that brain for positivity and good outcomes, allowing you to manifest and work well with the law of attraction to improve your life and manifest anything you've ever wanted. So let's not waste more time. Let's get straight into the video. Okay, so you've probably clicked this because you're a chronic overthinker, and I would like to let you know that I am also an overthinker. However, I have throughout the years trained my brain to get better and better at not overthinking. So I have really worked hard on my mindset after learning about the law of attraction to ensure that I don't allow overthinking to go too far. What I'm trying to tell you with this video is more of a quick tip to help you from getting deeper and deeper and spiraling into your overthinking rather than stopping overthinking overall, because it is natural. We are human beings, and those of us with more of an anxious disposition will overthink. So one of the things that you need to do when you feel that you are about to overthink, we all know when it's starting, we all know how it happens. We're going about our day or things are going well, and a very small, little, mean, bitter voice, which is usually your ego, comes in and sort of says to you, but what if it doesn't work out? But what if this happens? And then you start to explore that avenue and you start to imagine it and you start to visualize it. And I want to tell you guys, just in the way manifestation works for great and amazing things, manifestation also works for negative things. So you've got to be careful what you put your intention on, what you put your attention on, attention, and all of that. You really have to think about it. So my tip simply is recognizing the trigger and recognizing when it starts. So that's number one, that's step one of this tip. So let's imagine a scenario. Things are going well in a new relationship or perhaps in a new job. Let's think about both. And you're getting excited and you're happy, and a lot of us who are overthinkers or who have gone through a lot of trauma, we're often scared to think positively. We're often scared to actually say that a situation is going well in our life in case something bad happens. So imagine that little voice in your head that says, okay, it's going well for now, but what if something bad happens? That voice all of a sudden says to you, but it's not going to work out, or you're going to find a way to screw this up. Things aren't going to go exactly how you're imagining. That little evil little voice, your ego, comes in to ruin things for you. And that's when you stop. You need to think of a symbol or something that you can do when your thoughts are spiraling. So I just literally say stop in my brain. That's my signal. I just say stop. And then I think about the thought and I think, is this thought helping me or is it not? And 9 times out of 10, if it's obviously me overthinking, then obviously not. Then the second part to this tip is that you start to then revert the thought and you ask yourself, but what if it does work out? You start to challenge the ego, you come back to fight. You start to say, what if it does work out? What if things are just okay and you're telling me they're not? What if things work out exactly how I planned? What if things work out better than I planned? And start to explore those scenarios. Put your attention on those scenarios. Once you've asked yourself the question, what if things work out? Visualize what that would mean to you. Visualize what it would be for things to work out. So going back to the scenario of this relationship or this new job, think about when your brain is saying, what if it doesn't work out? What if you screw this up? You're going to get fired. Challenge your brain and say, well, what if it works out? And then spend 17 seconds up to a minute visualizing what that means for you. What does it mean for it to work out? What does it mean for things to just sort themselves out magically? What is the best case scenario? You guys know that's my favorite affirmation. It's on my affirmation cards, shop on my website. You know that I talk about it all the time. Everything is working out, best case scenario. Now, once you've stopped that thought trail of what if it doesn't work out, you've challenged it and you've said, what if it does work out? You've done your visualization. Obviously, I understand that we don't always have lots of time to be doing these things. Sometimes we're in public and we can't take a minute to visualize. If you can't do the visualization, that's fine, but always challenge your negative thoughts. Always be like, what if it does work out? What if it does sort itself out? I have faith in the universe. The universe has my back. Just reaffirm the positive always. And if it's a recurring negative thought that comes up, or if it's a recurring doubt, make a positive affirmation on that specific topic. So for example, in the job or the relationship one, you could just simply make a quick one every time a negative sort of thought comes along, and you could just say, I am thriving in my role, my colleagues love me, and I'm doing a great job. Or in the relationship, you could just say, this relationship is thriving, things are working out for me. My easy and quick one is always everything's working out, best case scenario, because it reminds me just to trust the universe and let go. But if you're someone who's a bit more of a control freak, which is me as well, you can always say something specific to the situation. I just want to give you an example of where I've done this throughout my life. I definitely get job anxiety, I definitely have imposter syndrome, and I constantly have to remind myself that I am good at my job. So whenever I get a little doubtful about what people think of me or my colleagues, I often worry that they think I'm stupid or I don't know what I'm talking about, which is not true. This is all stuff that's in my head. No one's ever expressed this to me. No one's ever told me that I'm bad at my job, and I'm not. So why do I think this? It is, of course, my insecurities and my overthinking. So I constantly say stop in my head when I'm spiraling in that overthinking. I then say to myself, why would anybody think that about me? And then I remind myself of previous achievements where I've done really well in my job, or how I've worked hard to get where I am today. And then I just remind myself that everything's working out best case scenario, and that I'm really good at my job. And although I don't know if I'm really good or really bad, well, I know I'm not really bad, but I don't know if I'm really good at my job. But the more I affirm that, the more I track those scenarios where I can show that I am very good at my role, the more I attract positive outcomes to my positive thoughts. It is those baby steps that really help improve your life. I know there's a lot of information out here about quantum leaping and change your life overnight, and those all work. But for those of us who need to take it slow because of our overthinking and self-doubt, that's okay too. Because I know that we think that we need to take it slow, but it's going to become much quicker than you think. Things are going to manifest way quicker than you think when you just start to change those thoughts, just start to challenge those beliefs when your ego's like, you can't do it, you're stupid, you're dumb, you're going to screw up this relationship or job or whatever, or you're never going to, lose that weight or put on that weight, you're never going to be able to look the way you want. Just challenge every single thought. When your ego comes to challenge you, challenge it back. Do not give power to the ego. Give power to what you know already. Have unshakable self-belief. And anyway, I'm going to leave you with that. But just before we go, let's do an affirmation together. Deep breath in and hold. And breathe out through the mouth. Slowly. Okay, today's affirmation, like I said, is everything is working out. Best case scenario. Repeat that to yourself several times today. Like I said, if you want to look into my affirmation cards, links in the description. Have a great and blessed day. If you enjoyed this video, please send it on to a friend, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you and bye.